Episode 290, Holding Her Palm. Seth also wanted to have a mother, grandparents, and uncles who loved him. However, he had never been expected by the world from his birth. His biological mother, before he was even 1 month old, wanted to kill him. It was spread as rumor around the orphanage. He was laughed at by all the children. He was called a monster, which is why his mother wanted to get rid of him. It was because he looked different than everyone else. Thinking of this, little Seth felt inferior. The sadness was overwhelming to him. Biting his lip, he looked at the scene and loosened his hand on the wall and turned away. "Seth!" It was Serena's voice. Little Seth paused, looking back with surprise. A smile appeared on her exquisite face as she was waving to him. He ran over with excitement and shouted, "Auntie! You came out so late," Camilla said, taking a different gift box from the side. "This is for you. Open it and see if you like it." Seth felt more amazed and looked at Camilla incredulously. His little heart raced. "Really? This is for me?" She nodded with a smile and reached out to rub his little head. "You have become from a boy to a baby now. How old are you?" Seth looked at her, blushing a little and saying, 4.5 years old. He was a little nervous, but more overwhelming was a kind of emotion that he still did not understand. He felt an urge to cry, but his heart was filled with joy. He was very, very happy. Just a little older than them. Serena pulled Seth over and whispered, "Thank you, grandmother." He held the box and looked up at Serena. The woman was really smiling at him. So gentle, just like his mother's smile in his dreams. He felt like crying, but at this time, crying would be too embarrassing. Holding back tears, Seth asked with a choked voice, "Am I also calling her grandmother? But..." "Hey, Seth!" Julianne cried, holding her doll, staring at him as if she had found a new world. "Are you crying?" Seth immediately straightened his face and said, "I'm not. But I heard you crying. Did you cry because you don't want to call my grandmother Grandma? Oh, it's too bad." "I'm not." Seth deliberately put on a storm face, but soon he looked at Camilla with a pair of blue eyes and said, "Thank you, Grandma." "Good boy." Camilla touched his dark brown curly hair and pinched his face. "Looking so beautiful. Like a doll." "Grandma, I'm beautiful." Julianne was not happy. She climbed into her grandmother's arms and snorted. "I'm better looking than Seth. The teachers at school have said that I'm the best looking little princess. Right, brother?" Jeremy was engrossed in his picture book and didn't even hear what his sister was saying. She yelled loudly and asked, "Am I pretty?" "Pretty?" Jeremy didn't even lift his head and said, "Yes, Jules is the prettiest." Perfunctory. That was obviously perfunctory. The adults laughed when they heard it, but Julianne still didn't understand what was wrong. She saw the adults laughing and felt proud. "Seth, am I the prettiest?" "Yes, Julianne is the prettiest girl." Seth looked serious, gazing at her pink face with a pair of shining blue eyes. This made her even happier. She smugly raised her chin and immediately looked at the box held by Seth. "Aren't you going to see what gift grandmother gave you? Let's have a look." Seth couldn't help smiling at seeing her expectant look. He put the gift on the table and untied the ribbon. Julianne stretched her neck and looked at it. She saw the dark metallic luster at a glance, blinked, and asked, "What is this?" Seth took out the things inside and found that they were small parts, and there was a picture of a car in the middle. "A car model?" Seth's eyes lit up and he couldn't wait to unpack it. A bunch of small dark metal parts fell, and Seth held them excitedly in his hands. "It's really a car model! So beautiful!" Holding the doll, Julianne asked dismissively, "What's beautiful about it? It's so dark." However, Jeremy heard the words car model and immediately looked up. He got down from Charlie's lap and ran over. "Wow, it's really a car model." Jeremy rubbed his hands together. "Seth, let's piece it together." I know how to do it as well. Okay. Seth put the parts back carefully, looking very happy. Julianne was a little upset. She snorted and went down from Camilla's arms and said, I want to play with it as well. Go away. You only know how to mess things up. Jeremy gave her a disdainful look. Julianne did not give up and pulled Seth's elbow. Seth, I want to play. He smiled, held her palm and said, Okay, let's put it together. Sethy is the best. Julianne smiled, snorted at her brother, and then forced herself between the two of them. Serena saw this and couldn't help being amused. She helped them pick up the parts and said, Go inside and play. Jer, take Seth and your sister with you. Okay. Jeremy was a little excited, but he did not forget to carry his books behind him. Seth held the gift box in one hand and Julianne with his other hand. The little princess had a doll in her arms, and Jeremy was holding several books, following them with obvious excitement, looking at the children going inside cheerfully. Serena sat down at the coffee table and pressed a button to boil some water for some tea. Her moves were slow and smooth, looking elegant and skilled. Do you have something you need to take care of here? Serena asked as she was making the tea. Nothing important, just to see you. Camilla sat beside Charlie. It's been more than a month since I saw the kids last time. The children grow so fast, and I'm afraid I won't be able to recognize them if we stay away for too long.